Almost just tripped over my lights behind you, this beautiful camera I'm filming. But I caught myself and I'm okay. My face is kind of pink because I almost fell. But I'm okay. I am all right. I need some mini. I have been so dehydrated. Make sure you're drinking your mani or water. Mani Wachoni, water is life. I know. At this point, like, should we just film in my cave? Actually, I have filmed a couple times in my cave, mentally speaking. But I've crawled back out. I have crawled again, and I really needed to rest. And I say that every time, and it's true every time. And every time it's getting easier to not beat myself up when I have to take a step back and rest, and also like self-reflect, go into my shadows. When I say cave, I also mean like shadows, all them cycles that was like passed down to us from our ancestors, our parents, our grandparents, all of those cycles, and then the cycles we brought from our own past lives, all of those things, right? Reflecting. And one big lesson for me, and I've been slowly learning it, is to not push myself into burnout. I am ADHD, so I'm autistic ADHD, and I can burn out very easily if I don't listen to my body when it gives me like little cues of, hey, we're getting a little tired. You want to rest today because we're tired. Let's rest. And I'm like, I finally have this energy to create. We're just gonna push. We're just gonna push through. It'll be okay. We'll rest later. And my body's like, okay, I tried, and then burn out. And I'm laying in my bed for like days to weeks to sometimes it was years, my burnout. Like, if you keep pushing yourself when you're burnt out, especially if like you are neurodivergent, you're on the spectrum, you're only gonna hurt yourself, and you're only gonna get more tired and exhausted, and just constantly overstimulate yourself and just beating yourself up, right? And for me, what's really helped me is picturing my inner child and my inner teen when I try to push through, when I feel like I need to rest. I see them, like little Jasa. She's like, I'm tired. Can we just make some nachos and watch some Scooby-Doo today? Like, I'm just really tired. And if it's possible, unfortunately we also have this colonized world, so we still gotta pay bills, thank you colonizers, to survive. But I try to balance as much as I can, right? Whenever I do have free time, instead of forcing myself to do things and be productive and create, if I feel like I need rest, and especially my inner child, my inner child, like, hey, we're tired. I've been honoring that. So I've been missing a little bit, and I've also been bouncing from all of my projects. I have so many projects, and they've been slowly growing, and I've been honoring my brain, because I'm ADHD, ADHD? Autistic ADHD? The ADHD part likes to bounce a lot. And my autistic part really likes focus on one thing. So I've been laying them all out, and then I'll grab one that feels called to, and then once I get bored because my ADHD part of my brain, or it's just too much, I'll bounce to another one. And I've been slowly doing that, and it feels so good. And those negative voices have not been around. They've been trying to creep, right? They've been trying to creep. But I don't got time. Like, I do not have time, especially with what is happening in the world right now. The 7th generation that my ancestors and so many indigenous beings on Turtle Island predicted hundreds and hundreds of years ago. We're the 7th generation. They predicted us. Our time, there's going to be so much happening that change. We will be bringing change, but in that change, we will be establishing the peace that our future generations will experience, coexisting and just being and living rather than hurting each other to be superior. That logic just doesn't make sense, and it just hurts people. So it's been like in my face and like everywhere that it's happening, and I need to step into my role, right? We are all part of the 7th generation. All of us have a role to play, and that role is to be who your spirit or spirits are. That's it. And I know it may sound impossible if you have had to create all kind of masks to be accepted, if you've changed yourself, to be accepted, or at least try to be accepted, right? In this society, we'll never accept anybody. But where am I going? Authenticity. That's what I was talking about. Taking the gunk off your spirit. We're slowly taking the gunk off our spirit, which is projections, right? So somebody around you projected. You did something to activate them. Being yourself, you're showing a part of you that they have pushed down deep in their spirit. And when they see that, they do one of two things. They can either see that and be like, oh my gosh, this person is actually allowing that part of their spirit to come out and be, I can do that. I can do that. And then they go on their journey of speaking up and having boundaries and learning how to be themselves and not allow others to project. But that one's very hard. The other option is the common option that majority of people do, is they will see this person having that part of their spirit out and about, just being, and their ego. Our egos are programmed in a certain way. They're not necessarily bad. Our ego is meant to protect us, but most of our egos were programmed in this colonized society to have us be accepted in this colonized society. So it's going to want us to follow those rules. So in that, the ego's like, no, this person that's allowing that part of their spirit out, they are messing up. They're not supposed to be doing that. That's not okay. They need to shut that down. They're not doing it, so we're going to shut it down. And that person, whether consciously or subconsciously or unconsciously, they're going to repeat what was done to them. To shut that part of their spirit down, they're going to project and they're going to do what was done to them. And most likely it's going to be mean, it's going to be nasty, they're going to say some terrible things to you. And majority of the time it's going to be people you love and care about. And it's really, really hard not to take that personally when it's at you. Like, it's at you, right? But you need to know. You need to remind yourself as many times as you need to that that person saying those things about you, projecting, has nothing to do with you. Has nothing to do with you. You are activating them or triggering, but I like the word activate a lot more because you're activating something inside their spirit, right? And they just want to shut it down because it's uncomfortable. they start feeling those feelings they felt when someone else projected doing what they're doing to you, right? You let them go on their journey. Like, either you have boundaries and you communicate, like, hey, I don't like you speaking to me like that. I do not deserve to be disrespected. Whatever you need to say, whatever boundaries you need to implement. But then, like, if those beings don't respect that, bye. Or if, like, you just know it's going to be a waste of time and energy and that person's not even worth wasting your time and energy talking about it, also just disappear in a bush. But mind you, I also have heavy Virgo placements, and I honestly have had a problem with cutting people off so easily, and sometimes without communicating. But I'm working on that. I'm having hard conversations with all the beings in my life when I need to, no matter how uncomfortable it is. And I've been having a lot of things in my face showing me how much I've grown, because I have been putting myself down with not being where I have seen myself be, like living all my dreams. But I am living my dreams. Like, I am starting them. I am creating, just because I'm not surrounded by like the beings that I know I'm going to be surrounded by, like creating and traveling and just helping people, doesn't mean I'm not living my dreams, and does not mean I have not come super far. I've come so far. The other night went out with my wife. Dang it. The other night I hung out with some beings, and I guess I forgot, because I have done so much work to not be in this mindset of self-sacrificing yourself, like your spirit, who you are internally, and then also like what you do for others to be accepted by the beings around you. And I was having a conversation, and that person, because they love these people around them, was okay with them mistreating that person that I was talking to, right? And there's no judgment here. Majority of my life, that is what I allowed. I thought love was conditional. I thought, like, unfortunately, the beings I love are going to hurt me. It's inevitable. But I mean, okay, people can make mistakes, yes. But I meant, like, people are going to constantly do these toxic things with me. And I just have to accept it, because I love them and I want them in my life. But with making a safe space for my spirit and my inner child and my inner teen, I learned that I would much rather be alone. I would much rather take myself ice skating. I'd much rather take myself to the movies, going to walk by myself, being aware, because I don't trust most people. But I would rather be alone, because I know that I will respect me. I will treat myself right. And if anybody thinks, or I worked very hard where I've had to cut off people. I've had to cut off a lot of people. And if they ever came forward, like some of them, and they actually did the work and were constantly self-reflecting, then that's different, right? But majority of the beings I've had to cut off will not self-reflect. They are stuck in the victim mentality of everybody is in the wrong except me. And I have been there, and that's only going to hurt, like, yourself and the people around you. That's just the truth of it. Because yes, I have been hurt by a lot of people in my life. But holding on to that pain and the cycles was slowly turning me into the people that hurt me. I started to become my abusers. And I started to not self-reflect so hard that I really hurt someone I love dearly. And like after that, that woke me up because I started to become a person I never wanted to be ever. And I felt so like disgusted with myself, so upset with myself. But instead of just like being stuck in that, like I'm a terrible person and continuing my actions of being a terrible person, like a victim and the victim mentality, I really went into my shadows. Like that was the beginning of me going in my cave and sitting with myself and asking myself, why did I think this behavior was okay? And really like digging deep in memories from the past in so many things. But in that, I learned that like those parts of me were just hurt parts that needed to be acknowledged and heard, especially my inner child and my inner teen. There's a lot of times I was silenced and taught to just be quiet. I'm here to like bring joy to other people. I'm here for other people's lives, not for my own. And my voice doesn't matter. What I have to say, my needs, my wants don't matter. That's what I was taught. And so I was very quiet. It's a huge people pleaser. But that blew up in my face because being a people pleaser is manipulating. It's like, it's being manipulative. It is, because you're trying to control the situation. I'm not saying you're doing this in like a malicious way. That was not my intent. But I was just, because of all the trauma that I had been through, I also have CPTSD. Another big lesson of mine is trying to have control. And me being a people pleaser made me think that I had some kind of control of like the situations around me, of like how the environment would be of it not like turning terrible and stuff. But in that, I wasn't honoring myself. I would agree to things that I didn't want to do. I would overexert so heavy. I overgave so much that I had a burnout for at least 2 years. 2 years I was burnt out. And like now I'm slowly recuperating and coming back, but I just self-sacrificed so heavy in the fear that if I say no to this person or tell them, hey, I don't like you talking to me like that. I don't like you yelling at me. You putting me down and making fun of me makes me feel less than. Instead of saying those things, I was just quiet. And like hoping that they would change. How is someone gonna know that they're hurting you if you don't communicate with them, right? And at first it was really hard. It was very hard to communicate where I was crying. I couldn't even get, it was just like, but I eventually got through the crying. And now I can just say how I feel, even if they are very uncomfortable conversations. And if my body starts to freak out, I'll just like calm myself down. And I've worked very hard to regulate my nervous system. That was another thing, is my nervous system was so irregulated that like I would also react instead of like process and respond. I would just react. And that also is why I would be more of like a people pleaser and just agree and be quiet and do whatever the other beings wanted. Dang it, what was I gonna say? I got distracted. If you've seen the label on here, I'm not for any colonizer companies. I got gifted this cup. I do not support, I don't give any money to colonizers that hurt any beings on this planet. Just had to state that. I'm against genocide. My ancestors were the first to experience genocide, and it is a terrible thing, and the trauma still runs all the way to me. And that happened hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands. Almost 1,000. Hundreds. Long time ago. Thank you, colonizers. Where was I going? I'm no longer filtering myself too. So you may see a little different version of me that you've seen before, especially if you've been more on like my TikToks or even my past YouTube videos. I'm layered. I am very layered, and I'm just going to let all the layers fly and go. I'm an ogre. Rawr. Do the roar. We're going to do this. We're doing this. And I'm sharing this because it is uncomfortable to start to speak up, right? It's scary. You're like, if I tell this person I don't like the way they're treating me, what if they leave? Let them leave. Let them leave. Lay in your bed, cry, eat some ice cream, call up. I know you got at least one being. And if not in this 3D, right in this present, you have your ancestors. You have your spirit team. You have so many beings that you cannot see that love you unconditionally. Whenever you need them, you can talk to them. And honestly, my ancestors and my spirit team are the reason why I'm still here on Turtle Island, and also why I'm here. My little teepee, my little home here on YouTube, because I followed them and I listened to them and I talked to them, even when I was losing people, even when it felt like I couldn't move, felt like my world was crumbling. Many times as this happened, they were always there for me. Always. They will show up in all different ways, right? They can show up in music, movies, shows you pick, like you're called to. They can have messages in those, angel numbers, animals, almost everything. They're everywhere. They are everywhere. You just have to listen to them. And you are worth that journey. You are worth that journey. And I know it's scary. You're like, I love this person. Like, what? This is my mother. I love my mother. I don't want to let my mom go. And I understand that. I have literally let my mom go. But that's because she's allowed her traumas to consume her so much in her cycles that she is just a hurt person hurting people. And maybe in the future, she'll decide to go to therapy and do the hard work. But with where she is now, she will only hurt me. And I have done way too much work to protect my inner child, my inner teen, and me. Where I don't care who you are. If you are not willing to do the work and self-reflect and end your cycles, you don't get to be in my life. That's just what it is. And it may sound harsh, but when you get a little taste of peace, like when you come from trauma and screaming and crying and emotional abuse and physical and all these terrible things, when you get to go in your home, wherever you live, and you just feel peace, and the beings around you, you don't gotta be scared about saying anything wrong, or them making fun of you, or projecting at you, or picking at you, or whatever, and you can just be. It is the best feeling, and it is worth all the crying, all the anger. It is worth boundaries, all the boundaries. And it is worth cutting the people off that you have to. Like the people that you have to let go of because they are content in being a hurt person, hurting people. It's worth it. And I still love all the beings that I have let go. And I pray that they live long, happy, and healthy lives. It just won't be with me. And that's okay, because every door I've closed, a new door opens. And it sounds corny, but it is so true. It is so true. Especially when you release something, you're like, hey, universe, I love them, but we're not aligned anymore. Or we never were aligned and now I see it. I release them with love, and I'm open and ready to receive the beings that are aligned with me and the life I want to live. And it feels so good, and I know I have a few people. I have a few people in my life that I know are with me forever, but I also feel and see and know that so many other beings I have prayed for are coming, and I get to create with them and be silly and help other people within our creations. And the only reason I'm here, like I've made it here, is because I never gave up on myself. I've had so many people, especially close to me, project and tell me my dreams aren't gonna happen. Like I've had laugh at me and put me down and like constantly try to make me quit, like stop believing in myself. Like, do you think you can do it? That kind of career is a 1 in a million. You are not that one. To me, from like the people I love, that feels so crappy, and I know you know how that feels. It feels so crappy. But I've learned that had nothing to do with me. I would activate them because I believed in these crazy, like these big dreams that seem impossible. I believed in them and that it is who I am, and kept chasing it. And that would activate those people, right? And they're like, no, this colonized world told us, has given us this, especially like if you are BIPOC and you have been born in the struggle, it is hard to even like want to have better because you are just trying to survive. I understand that all day. But also when you got nothing, what do you got to lose? Like my ancestors have fought. They only had the option to survive. They could only survive. And all of them did that so that us, the 7th generation, does not have to survive anymore. Just because that's the way it's been doesn't mean it needs to be that way, because before colonizers came to Turtle Island, my ancestors did not struggle. We were community-based. Mitakoye Oyase. We are all related, and that's how my ancestors moved, right? We didn't have like a hierarchy of like, this person's more superior than this person. Nah, we are all equal down to the ant on the ground. And every time I wanted to give up, I just kept seeing that future where our future generations just live in peace. There's no houseless people. There's no kids going to sleep hungry. There's no children and women and innocent beings being unalived just for money and profit and superiority. That is not the way it's supposed to be. And we are the 7th generation. And to bring that peace, we got to stand in who we are. We got to show up as ourselves. Every single one of us speak up and bring this change. So I believe in you. You got this. And even if like your part is you just being a cute little librarian, living your life, have your little library in the woods, and you make people have a safe space to go read. And those people do other things to help other people, and they help other people. Like, it's a ripple effect. You help one person, that could help millions. Instead of following the colonized way of being separate and just self, we're going to move as community, and we're going to think of everybody. But first, to do that, we have to take care of self. We do have to take care of self first, right? So, you deserve to be loved unconditionally, to not be judged and projected on. You deserve boundaries. You deserve to speak your truth, even if it's a little uncomfortable, even if your truth isn't going to make the other person very happy. That's okay. You deserve to be who you are. As long as you are not hurting other living beings, you deserve to live your life the way you wanted to. Your spirit came to Unchimaka, Grandmother Earth, in your human meat suit you're in right now, to experience a human life. That's it. These colonizers made it so complicated and put all these rules on it so that they could control it and have all this power. Doesn't make sense, and it hurts majority of us. We don't have to follow it. We don't have to. So one step at a time, be kind and gentle with yourself as you are making boundaries, right? And like, if you also know you're not like safe with people, if you put boundaries up, if you need to just cut them off, like whatever your situation is, really sit on it. But you deserve to be surrounded by people that see you, not by people that only accept you for the masks that you create, or the people that disrespect you, make you feel less than, project on you. If they're not willing to self-reflect and do the work and make a safe space for themselves and heal so that they can show up right for you, then you may have to let them go or have solid boundaries. For me, I'm like 100 or nothing. I'm like all in or nothing. So I can't really do like the boundaries where you still talk to the people that aren't doing any work. I just can't. I can't. I don't know. I'm at the point where if I can do this work, anybody can do this work. Because as I said, I almost became like my own abuser. I almost became a villain in my own story. But I changed it. So I didn't become that. So I guess my standards may be a little high. But this is my life. And this is mine. We all are our own beings. And we get to decide how we want to live our lives. But if you want to be seen and heard, you deserve that. And it may take time. Like, you may have to have boundaries and cut people off. And you may have like an empty space of time where you're just by yourself in your cave. Well, with your ancestors, your spirit team in your cave, crying, feeling your feelings, being angry, all the emotions. But in choosing you, the universe, the creator, whoever you believe in, will be like, yes, you believe you deserve this. I believe you deserve this. I'm going to give it to you. Here you go. Here you go. Have it. And then you just living your best life after all the tears. But hey, at least you get to fill it with like joy rather than like tears your whole life, because you are abandoning yourself just for the company of others. I will never do that again. Ever. I would much rather be alone than be surrounded by people that feel like they need to make me feel less than. Like, comment on my appearance or on my intellect or like anything about me, try to put me down. I'm good on that. You can go over there. Y'all can make a whole group chat and talk about me. You live your best lives that make you happy. But I will not be surrounded by that. Because I just want to be happy as much as possible. I know it's emotion, so it's not going to be always, right? But I want more joy than pain in my life. Most of it's been pain. So now I'm solid. I want more joy. So that means making a cup of coffee in the morning. Writing in my journal, which that's a big deal. It's taken me a very long time to be able to write in a journal. I have had like 20 of them. ADHD brain. But this one I've actually been doing really good, writing in and just being present. Like, I've been, not just my journal, but like writing and like painting and just sitting in the moment, looking around and realizing that I am living the dreams my inner child and my inner teen dreamt of. I imagined being a painter, and now look, it's gorgeous. I paint all the time and I love it. And I sing, I dance. I've been writing stuff. I've been writing many things. And I'm just so grateful. Don't give up on you. I believe in you. Your ancestors, your spirit team, the universe, we all believe in you. We are cheering you on. You got this. You got this. We may be sobbing, but we are going to live the life our spirits came here to live on Uchimaka, Grandmother Earth. It is time. I'm going to go warm up some food, make my baby's dinner. She's over on the bed, passed out. I took her for a walk in the rain. It's been raining the past couple days here in Washington, and I love the rain. It was a good walk. Might eat some soup or something and just relax. I'm gonna create a few things. I've been rereading Children of Blood and Bones. I may have read that a couple times already, but it's so good. It's so good. And I'm just filling my time with what makes me happy. Might as well. You deserve the same. I don't even know if I said my name. I just kind of ran. If this is your first time here, my name is Chesa. Welcome. This is the end of the video, so I guess maybe it doesn't matter. But if you want to see more of me and just random things, click the button wherever it is located. Subscribe, the little bell, ding. I'm out of my cave, and even if I crawl back in, I'm going to show up because I am ready for my community. And I know I'm not going to be surrounded by them until I show up. How can they know I'm a part of their community until they see me and all the layers of me? Because I'm an onion and an ogre, like Shrek. You deserve to show up too. So, we're going to find our communities, we're going to be ourselves, and we're going to be kind and gentle to ourselves, right? Yes. Yes. Until next time, Dokshake. I'll see you later.